Welcome back to Kempf Fitness Professional. I've got another hybrid circuit for you guys. This one is a dumbbell rack position forward lunge with a bent sternum row and weighted windshield wipers. So this is our first exercise. The lower body is a forward lunge. You'll notice that I have two dumbbells resting on either shoulder. So this is the front rack position with a little bit of a modification. Technically, you could also use kettlebells and rest them on the back of the forearms for a more true rack position, which is going to give you a little bit more shoulder work. Here, I'm just emphasizing working on my legs, so I've got the dumbbells resting on my shoulders. It's just a comfortable position that I like with the flat-headed dumbbells. So it's just personal preference. You could squeeze the dumbbells together with your palms facing you, knuckles away, and hold them like that. But again, you're just going to get more emphasis on your upper body there. And since this has an upper body exercise within the circuit already, I chose to rest them on the shoulders so I could just focus on the legs. And then the second exercise is the kettlebell bent sternum row. You can use a dumbbell for this one. Kettlebell works just as well. It doesn't really matter. We only have dumbbells that go up to 85 in my gym. So this is a 97-pound bell. We've got a few bigger bells, so I chose to go with the bell. But it doesn't matter. Essentially, you have two options for the grip. You can either interlace the fingers underneath the handle, or you can just have one hand on top of the other. Either position is fine, and then I use the same weight for the windshield wipers, again for convenience and minimalism. Looking at the concept of our hybrid workouts, we're trying to use as little equipment as possible, as little space as possible, so that way we can transition from exercises quickly and it takes minimal time setting up and tearing down. So all I really have for this is two dumbbells and one kettlebell. So you really would only need 3 weights to make this circuit go. I'm doing 5 reps each on the lunges, 5 reps on the sternum row, and then 8 reps each way on the windshield wipers for the first 3 sets, the first round of the hybrid. And then the second time through, I'm going 6 each leg on the lunges, 6 on the sternum row, and then 9 each way on the windshield wipers, which is the circuit that is being demonstrated here on this video. I only recorded the second circuit through. So key points about our lunge. The main thing that I like to emphasize with people on the lunge, which you'll notice I do, is every time you step back from that lunge, really lock out the leg and keep the quad flexed the whole way back. More time under tension means more stimulus, means more work, more growth for that quad. And then when we come to the bent sternum row, I like to add a little bit of an isometric squeeze at the top. I'm really fatigued by the time I get to this, so my pauses aren't as long in this video, in this round, as they were in my first go. But you'll notice I've just got that little pinch at the top. The other key note on this one is that I want you to think about retracting your shoulder blades. Really pull your shoulder blades together. And so you're getting a lot of traps out of this. If you don't squeeze the shoulder blades together and if you don't emphasize the traps, it really easily can turn into a bicep curl, and you'll be limited by how much you can curl because you're going to be using mainly your elbows instead of how much you can use your back by squeezing your shoulder blades together, retracting those shoulder blades, and using the traps more. If you have more of an upright position, you'll get more of the upper traps. If you have more of a horizontal spine, if you have more bend at the hip, you'll have more of the rhomboids and the mid-low trap. The key emphasis on those sternum rows is do not let your spine go into flexion. You want to maintain a slight extension in the lumbar spine, a slight arch in the low back, so the chest, the shoulders are above the hips. On this windshield wiper, one common thing that I see most people do wrong is they take their legs too far side to side. In this video, I have pretty good range of motion in my thoracic spine, so I have the ability to go quite a long way. That's as far as I would ever recommend pretty much anybody go, because if you go farther than that, you're just rotating from your lumbar spine, which isn't really designed to rotate that far, especially under load. So it can cause some people to have cranky low backs, and it's really not teaching you any good habits because you want to have more stability in the low core. A better emphasis is to actually lift your tailbone up off the ground farther, lift your butt up off the ground, bring your toes, bring your feet, your shins closer to the bell, so you're getting more core activation, more transverse activation, and more lower rectus abdominis activation by lifting your hips off the ground. And so when you rotate, you'll actually feel it in your core a whole lot more. The weight just adds a lot of extra upper body stimulus. So that's my third set through on the lunges. Again, when I step out, I'm trying not to let my front heel lift off the ground, and I'm not letting my knee go exaggeratively past my toe. If it goes in line with or slightly past my toe, that's okay, if and only if you have the ankle range of motion to do so without putting excess stress on your knees. If it feels like you're getting more of a knee joint stress out of that forward lunge, then all you need to do is just step a little farther out and keep a more vertical shin angle. Then on those sternum rows, again, really emphasize squeezing the shoulder blades together, and it's almost like a horizontal shrug. And then here, going through my last set of the windshield wipers, you'll notice, see how I lift my tailbone up off the ground? My low back is actually the contact point here, not my sacrum, not my pelvis. I'm trying to keep my legs, or my hips, I should say, up off the ground a little bit. And then you'll notice I sway the bell just slightly side to side as a counterweight. You'll get a little bit more in the core and the shoulders when you do that. You'll really be feeling that one. So this circuit, 3 times through, 5 reps lunges, 5 reps rows, 8 reps on the wipers. And then the second time through, we go 3 sets of 6 on the lunges, 6 on the rows, and 9 on the wipers. Enjoy this one, guys.